I woke up with lots of questions, and I needed lots of answers and clarity in so many things, right? Because this is not the leg that the car will use to travel to a distant land. There's a lots of things to talk about yesterday game. Yes, yesterday was fun. We got the 3 points and everybody was happy. But there were so many things we didn't talk about, and a lot of unchecked boxes, and lots of things that we forgot to point out, important things, but right now I feel it's the right time to talk about it. I woke up thinking, are we gonna go into this Champions League that we've created for so much with a coach like Carrick? Yes, he has grinded out points from difficult positions and situations, and I see that as a plus in the CV. He's able to win even when we're playing garbage. Yesterday game was one of the horrific games we've played. It was scary. At every point, it looked like whenever they attack, they either get a shot or he hit the target or almost get a clear, breakthrough into our 18. I don't know why that keeps happening. But if you watch our last three games, it's been like this. Teams have been having easy run through our defense. And our goalkeeper that some people are actually criticizing have been bailing us out. Like yesterday, if you were up against a team like this recent Man City or Arsenal, or even a team like Liverpool that we're going to play next week with Isak back and with Salah, trying to have a good farewell, performance. You wouldn't say for sure that we're going to get a clean sheet in games like that. Because help me understand how Brentford, in fact, that game, we both were horrible, both Brentford, but it's understandable for them. But we are Manchester United. And we have Harry Maguire back. These guys had at least three easy chances that could have been a clean goal. Thiago missed two. The one that Luke Shaw slid. And then the most unexplainable one that two of our defenders were just way far apart from each other. And he was in the center. He was there for as long as we can remember before the pass came. I was screaming, somebody man this guy, somebody man this guy. It's like the defenders are not understanding themselves. And he was just there. They gave him the pass. I don't know what happened, if he was playing with barefoot or he was wearing his slippers, because he was off. That is one of the most dangerous player they have there. But I guess maybe my prayer worked, because I actually prayed that God give us the grace to win. And if it's not a miracle, I don't know what that is. Because that guy is in 20 goals plus. There is no way he wouldn't score two out of those chances he missed. The one that Luke Shaw slid, that was not even a corner kick. That was an easy tap-in. The one that they gave him through, I don't know why he was trying to dribble or count so many legs. For a striker with so much confidence, he was just off. He missed that. I think there was another one. But I think, was that in the second half or the first half? The one that Heaven didn't read him well. He ran behind Heaven, and Heaven found a way to defend that ball and stop the shot. Like, they had so many. You cannot do this with Isak. You understand? All those things were going to be clean goals. And this kind of game, if you're 2 goals up, 3 goals, or if you're 2 goals down, 3 goals down, the chances of you coming back to win will not be slim. You understand? If that game was close, like we're playing 2-2 first half or 3-2, there's no guarantee that we're going to win the game. Because if you check the stats, they had it all better than us. I think the only stats we have better than them is shots that were on target. But they had more shots. You know, they had more possession at Old Trafford. You know, they have more passes. You know, if you have possession, there's chances you have the passes. So we had more tackles. So many tackles, which means they were running us riot. In fact, the tackle was so much different, so much. So it was, everything went down to individual players. We kind of build ourselves up. But let's be honest, can Carrick do this thing in the Champions League with teams like Bayern Munich, with teams like PSG? You know, it's going to be suicide because I woke up, I was like, has Carrick done enough for him to get his job? I would say it's been 50-50. It's been kind of confusing because if he has his own players, maybe in the summer they get his own players and then he can get much better. But it's not about that now. I'm talking about the tactics itself. You need to have a tactics so players can come and key in. You understand? I congratulate him though to be able to use the teams that Amorim couldn't get the best of to achieve thus far. But to his game, watch the game against Leeds. Leeds in the first half, before 5 minutes, they had 3 shots, 2 on target, 1 was goal. They were running us riot. You understand? Watch our game against Chelsea. People were saying our defense were amateur. They were just young kids. And they were, bro. They have to run you through to get to your defense before your defense will prove what they are. And those guys weren't so bad. But the gameplay itself, they were running us riot. That's the thing. What is our midfield doing? See, it's looking like we're going to be needing 2 wing backs because I don't know what Dalot, Masraoui, well, Luke Shaw is but we know Luke Shaw is not the future. I don't know what those guys are actually doing there. So we might be needing like 5 signings. If we get into Champions League, of course, that we're already in, we'll be looking like getting like 5 signings if we want to forge ahead. Because with what I'm seeing, there's a lot of lacunas, man. There's a lot of places we need to fill up. Because our opponent is going to exploit us through all these places. So has Carrick done enough to get his job? In my opinion, I would say the game next week, the Liverpool game, will decide if Carrick is going to make this. Because as poor as Chelsea was against every other team, Chelsea has lost 5 straight. Every other team were running them riot. Yeah, we won them, but we won them with... It was not easy. We had it hot. In fact, Chelsea hit the bar 3 times. We could have lost. And Lamans has been there. Yeah, he has his errors and all that, but he's been doing well. Sort of. At least it's better than what we had. It's better than Onana. So that next week game will be a decider. If Liverpool gets the kind of chances that all these other teams are getting, they will embarrass us. And it will look funny. Because in the first half, if we lose that game in a shameful way, I would say Carrick is not the man. If we lose the game, we tried a lot, but we lose the game, I want to see a better performance than what I've been seeing. That's what I just woke up to reality. Let's not deceive ourselves. The yesterday game was horrible. It was scary to watch. The game was, we were like, okay, we're playing rubbish, but we're still managing to hold Tuesday. But the moment they scored, I was uncomfortable. Because I was like, these guys could get a set piece and then hit it in, and then that's equalizer. Please, let's look at what happens next week, and then we'll come back and visit Carrick's matter.